Hi guys! Hello everyone and welcome back to another Planty video. So today is a little bit of a fun video. So I thought I would share with you all of my favourite plants at the moment. There is a certain few that I really love right now, and they're probably for different reasons, but we'll go through that when I show you. And there's a little bit of a variety of plants. There's probably about 5 that are my favourites right now. So yeah, let's get cracking on the video. Okay, so the first one, which this one is probably no surprise to a lot of you. This is my Epipremnum pinnatum variegata, which if you follow me on this channel, you would have seen in last week's video. I bought this plant and I put it on the wood, but I just love it. I have literally just been staring at it on a daily basis. I just can't get over how beautiful it is. We've got a leaf here which is starting to unfurl, and then there's one here which is, I think, is going to start unfurling really soon. I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to get this one really mature. It already does have some tiny fenestrations in some of the leaves, and this new leaf has got some really tiny little holes in. So I'm really excited to get this climbing up this pole. I think this one's my favourite. One, because it's new, you know, your new plants are always your favourite ones, but like the variegation on the leaves is just another level. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I always love plants as well that have got that kind of like green that's really deep, almost like bluey green. And also like that minty silvery, and this kind of has both, like has the really dark green, and then in some sections it's got that really pale like minty green, and then that stark white, and it's got like a good amount of all of it on there. I always don't really like variegation that's got a lot of white on it, as my as people know on this channel from my variegated monstera, I'm having a really bad time with that. It just keeps putting out white leaves, and then obviously they crisp off. But yeah, I'm really in love with this plant, and I'm really excited for the summer for it to start maturing. I also, you're probably not going to be able to see here, but I'm going to put a little clip in now. This has been on this plank of wood for like a week, and it's already attaching, and it's already starting to attach, which is really exciting. I was not expecting it to start attaching like that quickly. Obviously I'm really excited about it because as soon as it starts attaching, like it will start maturing quite quickly, I hope. That's usually the case. As soon as it starts attaching, it's got a few leaves attached, they do start maturing fairly fast. Okay, this one's gonna like take up the whole of the screen, but this is my philodendron silversword. I really love this plant at the moment. It sits on my bedside, well, it sits on like a chest of drawers in my bedroom, and literally every morning and every night when I'm in bed, I literally just sit and stare at it. It's so beautiful. It's like, you're probably not even going to be able to tell on camera. The colouring is so beautiful. It's got like that very, again, just like that silvery minty colour leaves, which I just think is so beautiful. And this is one of those plants I wasn't really that fussed about getting at the time. Oh my gosh, you can't even see me. I wasn't really that fussed about getting this plant. I'd never seen it in person, which I feel like is one of those things, like when you've not really seen a plant in person and people are raving about it, I'm always like, okay, it must be so much nicer in person. And this is definitely one of those plants. I saw it and I was in the garden centre, I saw it and I just thought I have to get this plant. It's so beautiful. It is a little bit of a slow grower for me. I did get it, I think it was last summer. So I'm hoping, really hoping that it starts to take off. The newest leaves for me are like very juvenile. I don't know if that was like stress. When I bought this plant, I'd gone home for the weekend for a friend's birthday and I'd popped into like my local garden centre because I'd not been home for a while and I really, really love that garden centre. And it was summertime and I'd left it. When I went into my friend's house, it was like for a surprise party, so I didn't want to like just walk in with a plant and be like, hi. So I left it in the car and then I was only planning on leaving it in there for like 10 minutes while I just went in, said hello, and I was going to be like, look, I've got to go and grab my plant, otherwise it's going to burn to a crisp. My friend knows I'm all about plants, so she was like, yeah, that's fine. But I forgot about it and it was in there for like an hour and it was quite hot. And I think that kind of was just like, oh my God, what have you done to me? And then it had like a 3-hour travel home in the car and all of that stuff. And I think it just, I wasn't really sure what I'd done to it. So I'm really hoping this summer it's really going to start taking off. And I'm excited as well because I put this on a pole last summer and it is now starting to push out some like roots to attach on, which it's not really done yet. So I'm really excited. I'm really hoping that it starts attaching onto this piece of wood and starts climbing and giving me like these huge, beautiful leaves again. I really can't wait. Okay, so this is my next one. It's a euphorbia. I can't remember the whole name of it, but I'll put it on the screen. I just love this plant. Like, let me get the whole thing in the shot. It is so beautiful and I just don't really know what it is. I just really love this plant. It's so beautiful. Again, it's kind of got that really like dusty kind of colour to it, which is just something I really love, and that's kind of like a theme I feel with like a lot of the plants on my favourites at the moment is like that dusty bluey green colour, which I just love. I absolutely adore that colour. It's one of my favourite colours ever, and this plant has got it. It's so beautiful. I bought this plant quite a few years ago now. I bought it back when I was at university, and I actually bought it in Kew Gardens, which is like a real, like the big Royal Botanical Gardens in London, which I love. It's like one of my favourite places, and I bought it there and it didn't really grow for me. But last summer I like put it direct sun and it went mad. It loved it. It got a bit like sun stressed, and the markings on the trunk and everything got really, really pronounced, and it just started putting out loads of new growth. So I'm really excited. I can't wait for summer to roll around, and I'm actually thinking about maybe trying to put this outside and see if it enjoys it or not. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I'm just really hoping it carries on growing and getting really big. I think it needs repotting, which I'll probably do in an upcoming video. But yeah, this plant is just beautiful. That's all I can really say. It's just beautiful. It's just one of those ones that I just stare at. It's in my kitchen and I just stare at it on a daily basis. It's getting so nice and big now, which I love, and it's a bit like wonky, which I also love. I love it when like cactus and things are a bit like weird looking. But yeah, I love this plant. Okay, and last but not least is one of my Monstera deliciosa. I'm probably gonna have to like alter this position because it's quite big. I'm gonna have to push you back a little bit, so bear with. Jesus. Okay, it's this angle, Jesus. Okay, so my Well, one of my Monstera deliciosas. I'm really loving this plant right now because this is one of my plants that I kind of saved from a Lidl. It was like reduced to £5 or something, and I could tell it was quite unwell. But I just love Monsteras, and I was just like, do you know what, £5 bargain, I can save this plant. And I really struggled with it for such a long time. It did have, oh, I thought I saw a thrip. It did have thrips for quite a while. It struggled with that, and I just couldn't really get rid of them, and they just kept coming back. But I managed to get it under control, and now this plant is really, really taking off. I repotted this in a recent video, which you can check out. I'll link it up above. But yeah, I just love this plant. They're so beautiful, and it's really starting to take off and climb on the pole. So I'm really excited for it to start getting those really big, nice, mature leaves. As I talked about my other one, which was a really big one, which I do really miss it being really big, but it's going to be so much nicer now. But this plant is just beautiful. I'm going to show you a few close-ups because this angle is not great. So it's putting out this new leaf now, which I'm going to try not to touch it too much because it's literally pretty much fresh out. But look how cute it is. It's like the size of my hand. And I don't know what it is, this plant's just so beautiful. It's a bit wacky. The leaves are kind of going in all directions, which I feel like I've kind of caused because I have it in a bay window and at the front of the house. And the leaves just constantly are turning around to go to the light, and then I turn the pot around. Yeah, and then I turn the pot around and they just move back again. So they're always all over the place. But it's so beautiful. We've got another new leaf over here coming from this younger vine. This did have, when I first got it, it did have another vine, but that kind of rotted off. But it's really like sticking its aerial roots, trying to get through there and pushes out so many aerial roots. I always stick them into the soil. This is literally freshly watered, so don't mind this. Always stick them into the soil, and I would 100% recommend, I would say that my Monsteras always do better when I do that. So I'd recommend doing that, and I really want to change this to like a wooden pole soon, once it gets to the top. Look at all these aerial roots. And this is where, if any of you watched that video, if the Monstera aerial root TikTok hack works or not. It didn't for me, spoiler. If you want to watch the video of the progress, then I will link it up above. But yeah, I just stuck all of the roots back into the soil afterwards. Okay, so that's all of my favourites for this month. And I noticed as I was going through, as I said, I think that the one kind of factor which is really making me love these plants at the moment is like that dusty blue, that dusty bluey green, which I've never really thought about, but it probably is like one of my favourite colours for plants. It's so beautiful. I don't know, I just love it. I think there's quite a lot of people out there that really love that colour as well. I think it's quite unique for plants. Yeah, so it's so unique for plants, and it's just beautiful. And as always, Monstera, I think they'll constantly be on my favourites. They're always just so beautiful, and I love them always, and they're such fast growers. And yeah, if you don't have one, I'd recommend. They're so beautiful, especially considering they're not rare. I don't know anybody who doesn't love Monsteras. They're just the one. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below. Let me know what your favourites are at the moment. I would love to hear. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video, and if you are new here, subscribe to see more planty content from me. Also have a Planty Instagram, Ambient Studio, if you want to see more day-to-day behind the scenes from me. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.